What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. This is episode 45. Filling in for your host, as always, it's Ron Klee in the home studio, as you guys can see back there. Yeah, we pimped this out. I got a whole bunch of stuff back there. It's all pretty cool. Unfortunately, Shosan could not make it tonight.
He fell down the steps and threw out his back.
Yeah, what the hell did he do? What the hell is he doing to himself?
Down with the patriarchy.
I think he just wanted more pain pills.
I'm pretty sure he did
Yeah, while he's drinking.
while he's drinking.
So, anyway, I'm not going to use the I word, but we do have a great cast of characters with us this week, starting with our good friend Dan.
Hi.
Hi. And we've got the noobs. We'll start with the
noob.
noob number one, Elphias.
Hi, I'm Elphias.
The newbiest of the noobs.
I have portal gear as well.
Ooh, you have a
Yeah.
Wheatley. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Little
That would go
Wheatley.
nice next to my companion
This is-
cube. You know, companion cube's talking to me right now. It's saying
Telling
I
you
really
to kill
shouldn't
me?
associate with Wheatley.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. So,
This was
but yeah, we
made
got
by
that.
the illustrious Captain Damien.
So speaking of Mr. Captain Damien, he has just joined the chat. So everyone say hi to Captain
Oh.
Damien.
Hello.
He's actually moving. I don't remember
Yeah.
where he said he was moving to, but
Here.
and the thing is that he mentioned in chat that he's going through Butte, Montana, which is the home of our very own Cole Zaratha, not to be confused with Gage Weston from the website. But anyway, we also have a Dropkick returning. Hello, hello, hello.
He's waving for all of you out in actual
Yes.
podcast land.
Yes. All
Hi!
right. Oh, he's also screaming.
Before
right.
the podcast, we were talking about how this is episode. It's you, me, and the noobs,
Yes.
like a
Ron,
80s
Dan, and the noobs.
sitcom.
Yes. So, yeah.
Or
we don't
possibly a
have-
hair band.
Hairband. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on.
Man,
Let me get my. I don't
I
have
don't
enough
think
hair
any of
for
us
this.
qualify.
I don't have any hair for. Well, Thias might here. Let's see that.
Hold on.
Do it in slow mo. I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. If you do it in slow mo, that
Yeah.
would make a great intro to
Ah,
it.
I
So.
can't.
So he says he's driving through a snowstorm in the mountains. We've already had something happen to Shosan tonight. Let's not have something happen to Damien, so keep your eyes on the road.
Yeah, Damien,
don't
don't
hit any
listen / chat while you're driving.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna start off Ron, Dan, and the Noobs, as we always start off the Six Gaming Podcast with who put this title back in here? It still says goddamn lame ass news.
Deal with it.
Good news, everyone.
Ooh.
No, I think it's goddamn lame ass news, everyone.
That sounded like more Stewie than the professor.
Whatever. So it's the holidays, which means it's time for another attack on the console networks. It looks like Xbox Live and possibly the PlayStation Network is getting DDoSed, this time by the most original name in hacking ever, the Phantom Squad. Of course, we had the Lizard Squad doing this last year. Yeah. So,
Don't have console, do not care.
yeah, well, I do, but I mean, I'm not on it all that much. So, but
What is even their objective in this?
Squad!
I have no
They
idea.
just want to be a squad. That's it.
Yeah. It is schmucks.
Alright.
But FBI is involved in this. They're investigating the group and the attacks. They have taken down other sites in their DDoS attacks, including 8chan of all things.
Huh, weird.
Pissing off at Shan is kind of a poor decision, usually.
Right. UK's National Crime Agency was also taken down, but some members of the group were arrested, including a 17-year-old who was convicted on a count of 50,700 charges, but still managed to escape jail time. Well done, law enforcement. Well done.
I won't do it again. I promise.
They also have 6 UK teens also arrested later in the year for being customers of the Lizard Squad's DDoS service. Remember, they put that out last year. I have no idea what's up with that. I haven't heard about it since it came out. But yeah, they say the PlayStation Network is next, and to retweet their tweet if you don't want this to happen. You can't do that because their account's been suspended on Twitter. So,
Guess what's
sorry.
happening?
So, I mean, I know if Veg was here, we'd probably have another Come Guzzling Seaman Dunes episode with him, which we probably are better off without. But I know he was extremely angry at this because he does use his consoles a lot, and you can imagine what happens when Veg is angry.
Shoot them gargling
People.
snargle bobbers.
Yeah, right.
Something like that.
So, but anyway, that is Phantom Squad. And just also a note, we usually put these show notes up on our Facebook page at fb.me/6gaminggg, but Facebook has decided that's against their terms of service. We can't spam links on our own page. I don't know. So we're not going to be adding those there. I do want to get the...
You could just put them all in one link, maybe.
I mean, I guess I could do something like that, like do a
Show notes.
gist or a paste bin or something that has all the links. I might look into doing that after the show, or maybe just do them all in one post or something like that.
Yep.
It's nice to have them individualized because I know that people do tend to comment on the individual posts that they like,
Right.
or they'll like them or whatever. Which that was our intent, was to keep track of what's going on with the show and allow people to interact with us. We can't do it the same way we used to. We're going to come up with something else. So whatever. That's Phantom Squad anyway. And then I found this interesting article about you guys. Is anyone here old enough to remember the ColecoVision?
I am. They're not.
I know of it. I don't remember it.
Good enough.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we didn't play bad video game systems. Oh no.
Right.
Oh man.
No, they're so bad.
Yes. They had this thing called the ColecoVision back in 1982.
You
They
were
went bankrupt
60
in the
then,
80s.
right?
I'm sorry?
You were 60 then?
No, I was 5.
Oh, 65.
5. I never actually had a ColecoVision. But it was one of the many game companies at the time, but they went bankrupt in the late 80s. But they reformed in 2005, and now they're coming out with their first console in a few decades called the Coleco Chameleon. It is a modern machine that will play games stored on plastic cartridges, a la like Atari or Nintendo, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. The problem here is, and this is why a lot of people are a little skeptical about this, they're teaming up with Retro Video Game Systems to produce this machine. You may recall that Retro VGS was a Indiegogo fundraiser attempt. When was it? It was like earlier this year. They wanted to raise $2 million to do this, and the campaign ended with $80,000. It failed miserably. There's a lot of negative talk about the console. Basically, the fact that you're doing plastic-based cartridges. How do you do an update? How do you keep your content fresh? Stuff like that. The things that you expect in today's system, you can't do that. So it failed pretty miserably. But they're saying that the new Coleco version is thinking of attempting a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter this time. They do not know how much they're going to raise. I don't know. What do you guys think about this?
Whatever. Go for it. It's probably not going to do anything anyway. I mean, it's always cool to see something else kind of come into the picture in terms of competition, with the big three. But at this kind of point in time, it's really hard to make any waves with this. It's cartridge-based for one. No one cares about cartridge-based, especially when we're going into an era where everything's digital. People just can buy the game instantly. So I don't really know. I mean,
yeah. My thought on it is this looks like a nice nostalgic thing to have. I don't think this is anything I think's going to take seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, the people who want this probably have their old systems put away somewhere.
yeah.
And if they don't, then they've already gotten like an emulator and they're playing on their computer anyway. So I don't know who this serves, unless it's somebody who lost their old system and wants to show their kids or something.
Well, this isn't something that's going to play ported games. This is going to be there's going to be brand new games made for this. 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit styles. No specific games have been announced.
Yeah, but like that's like in just indie game, like all the crap that you buy on Humble Bundle
Exactly.
is all that same stuff. Why do you need to have that on a cartridge?
Exactly. I mean, I mean, I could see how this could appeal to an indie developer in a way, but on the flip side, that's another API you have to learn when there's already set APIs for various things.
Yeah.
Um, if you have to make something for PC, it's not straightforward to port it over to Xbox or PlayStation 4 or anything like that.
Yeah, but when you got Steam, especially with the Steam machines that just came out, I mean,
Yeah,
why buy another system just to play indie games that's going to be on a PC anyway?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it sounds like kind of a novelty thing. It's not. I don't know. It's probably more marketed towards people who really liked using those kinds of consoles, and maybe it could get a groundswell, but it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like it's going to get much.
yeah,
Like, I
and
don't
all
want to be down on it, but I mean, it just like it's like the Ouya. Like it was really cool sounding at the time, and it just what it ended up being was exactly what they said, and then everyone kind of realized that it's really not that amazing.
Exactly. And I grew up on those type of systems, Atari, Nintendo. Something like this just does not appeal to me in 2015. Simple as that.
Wait, you don't want to go back to out-of-date hardware? What?
No, not at all. That's not
Okay.
something I want.
I forgot my cell phone one day, and I was like, I'll just pretend like it's 1992.
That day sucked, didn't it?
Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. So yeah, the Coleco Chameleon. You can check that out over on The Verge is where we found this particular one. There's also an article on IGN that's a little. It's got a lot of the information for it. So moving on to some positive things here. Blizzard, of course, we're big Blizzard fanboys. If you can't tell from that bookshelf back there. Yeah, Overwatch was their upcoming first-person shooter, and they came out with it's a pretty short theatrical teaser. You can check it out on YouTube. It's it's only like a minute long, but it's got it's an actual CGI type thing. It's not like in-game footage like some of their other things that they do. But you can check it out. It's pretty good. I don't know, not a whole lot to say about that, unless you guys have something to chime in
It's
with.
interesting
watch it.
how good Blizzard cinematics always are.
That is
Like-
true, yeah. Me and my wife especially, we love the hell out of Blizzard cinematics. And one of our high points at BlizzCon is actually going and watching these, the making of these things. And we went to the one for the Legion cinematic, and just the things that they put in that thing, the things that they have to think about, is just mind-boggling. They put so many things in there that you wouldn't even think of would be important. But they do a really good job. They have an amazing cinematic team over there. So
when do they start making movies, like a Pixar type deal?
that's what everyone
Warcraft-
asks them. And they get asked that a lot, and they're like, "That's not what we're here for."
Well, the Warcraft movie is coming out, right?
Yeah, but that's
Pretty
not
big.
that's not cinematic. That's not their cinematic department. This is an actual movie production. So, yeah, that's the Overwatch theatrical trailer. And apparently some movie came out. You guys know about this?
I think. Oh yeah, I heard about this. It's Alvin and the Chipmunks, right?
Yeah.
No. It's like more futuristic.
But Alvin and
Oh.
Chipmunks did come out, and let's be honest here.
It's breaking all the records.
It actually did shit. It's absolutely awful. It didn't do a damn thing. For whatever reason, the guy behind that decided it was a great idea to release it the same day as some new Star Wars movie that nobody really cares about.
It's got laser swords. Been done before.
Yeah, like 6 times before, right?
But seriously, who the fuck comes up with that idea? Let's release Alvin and the Chipmunks 5 on the same day as Star Wars fucking 7.
Exactly.
That guy needs to be fucking fired and then never hired anywhere else because that is the dumbest idea in the history of ever.
I think kind of what happened was he's like, well, this is Alvin and the Chipmunks 5, so we're not going to make any money anyway. Might as well release on the same day as Star Wars.
So when we don't make money,
Talk
we
about
have an
it.
excuse.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Here's
Not
what
that it
I'm
was
thinking
bad.
happened is that maybe this guy thought that, okay, Star Wars will be coming out. all these people who saw the movies in like the 70s and the 80s and stuff, and the next last decade, they're the ones that are going to be coming to see this. We're marketing to kids. Now, kids are going to be watching Star Wars too, you know? I don't know. If the guy's either an idiot or it's what Dan said. So, yeah, Star Wars 7, The Force Awakens. Theaters everywhere. If you haven't seen it, you're basically me and Dan.
Yeah.
The only two people who haven't seen it.
Unfortunately, I have a kid, so finding a babysitter is not super easy,
Ooh.
but I will be seeing it next week.
I actually do know a lot of people that haven't seen it yet, but I mean, it seems like the last week, Star Wars has just completely taken over Facebook.
Like mayonnaise has Star Wars on it.
You know, if people
Like
just... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's how far the marketing has gone. Like I walk through the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
everything is Star Wars, and I'm like, you know, Star Wars toys from back when the first one came out, really valuable. Should I buy one of these Star Wars Lego sets or something, or am I just falling in the trap of like Beanie Babies, where I think they're gonna be valuable, so I buy them, and then it turns out, I mean, having a Lego Star Wars set wouldn't be a bad thing, but
yeah. We saw something at the grocery store the other day that had Chewbacca on it. I mean, it was like some chips, you know. I mean, you go through the Christmas aisle at CVS, and there's a full display of Star Wars stuff. I mean, it's just taken the world by storm, right?
they should make a new
Especially the
Star Wars
commercial
Christmas
world.
special.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
The movie is the special, right? I mean, I hope.
I guess.
Oh.
So yeah, that's Star Wars. And we're gonna try something. Actually, let me finish up the news section. Dan, what you drinking this week?
This is some Glenmorangie number 10. Well, 10 years. It's a nice light Scotch. Very citrusy.
Scotch.
Are you big on
Wait,
Scotch?
wait. I thought you couldn't do Scotch
Why can't I do Scotch?
because you were on some kind of diet.
For a month I was doing I was cutting back on some stuff, but
So that only lasted a month.
Are we
Yeah.
still on the Star Wars conversation, kind of?
you're welcome to continue
You're
on the Star
welcome
Wars
to join
conversation.
in.
Now, this isn't spoilers, okay? 100%
Spoiler.
not spoilers. However, I'm waiting for articles to come out to complain about how racist Star Wars 7 was.
Oh, there's already been a morning show was talking about how.
That's
racist
Darth
it
Vader.
was.
I'm talking about the
talking
new
about Seth,
character
yeah.
Finn in general. Because at one
Why?
specific part, and this is not a very big spoiler, it's like one very small quote, okay? There's a part where he's kind of arguing with one of the droids, and he straight up says, "Droid, please."
He does?
Well, how is that
didn't-
racist though? I use that phrase all the
Because
time.
that's
Droid, you say droid please?
yeah, because like it's
Yes.
it can be seen as something that kind of furthers the whole, you know, the black stereotype and how they talk and stuff like that. So, like,
yeah, but it's a long time ago.
a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, you
Yeah,
just-
but we still talk about slavery, all right?
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm just. It's something that I'm just waiting for the articles to come out
I'm
and
sure it'll
say
happen.
why Star Wars 7 is racist and why you shouldn't support it. But
Well-
oh yeah, by the way, it just smashed Harry
Every-
Potter's record for 57 million in one night. So.
Not surprised. I mean, this thing is gonna break all kinds of.
Oh
records,
my
folks.
God, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I read recently that like the most box office money ever when you adjust for inflation was the Gone with the Wind that was like $2.3 billion or something.
wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So
It's not even that good of a movie.
no,
Boring.
Neither is Titanic, but that one did really well.
I'm trying to find something I saw on Facebook because this is relevant to the conversation. Here it is. First of all, I apologize. This is kind of a spoiler alert, so
It's
yeah,
no skin
there
off
you go.
my nose.
There's a Star Wars spoiler for you right there.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite ship in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
With a
Not as-
huge
not as
Star
true.
Wars spoiler. I mean, that's big. That's
Yeah.
giant.
Yeah,
The
my favorite.
Imperial
Whenever
Star Destroyer.
Star
Whenever-
Destroyer, yes.
Whenever anybody asks me what my favorite spaceship is, I always tell them it's the Star Wars with the big spoiler.
Yes, there you
I
go.
tell him it's the Star Trek Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
Star Trek. that's just
think
gonna
really
make
hard on
people
that one.
pissed.
Yeah.
With the pilot Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So we also have some League of Legends news to talk about here. We had the All-Star
boy.
weekend last week. Teamfire ended up winning the event. I have no idea who was on Teamfire. Haven't been paying that much attention. But Bjergsen ended up winning the finals of the 1v1 All-Star tournament against teammate Doublelift. Now, I want to talk about Doublelift for a second because he completely destroyed Froggen. In a best of 3, he managed to beat Froggen 4 times. 2 of the games didn't count
What?
officially because of a bug where what happened is really funny because Doublelift was trying to go back to base, and they're in this mode where you can throw a snowball at them, and then if you hit someone with a snowball, you can teleport to them. Well, Doublelift's going back to base, and Froggen throws a snowball at him and hits him. Doublelift ends up going back to base, and Froggen chooses to follow him. He doesn't know he went back to base, so he ends up teleporting all the way back to the base where there's this big laser that kills anyone that's within a certain distance. And you die, you lose. And it happened twice in a row, and it was the only games all weekend it happened on, and it's just like so funny. there's a video up of this on YouTube, of course. It is just pretty funny. But in big news for the summer split of 2016, of course, they have the spring split, which is their first half of the season, and the summer split, the second half. The second half of the season, the EU LCS and the NA LCS are going to be doing 2 different things. They're still going to be playing 9 weeks, but the EU, they're going to be doing a best of 2 format every week. Right now, they just do a best of 1. So each team will end up playing each other 4 times, whereas NA will be doing the best of 3, where they'll play each other 6 times. So what this is resulting in is that Riot Games is going to have to do 2 streams because they'll be playing matches concurrently. It's pretty interesting what they're doing and the reasoning behind that. And there's an article for that on lolesports.com as well. But this is definitely going to change the way that the Pro League of Legends in our regions do that in the Western regions. I know Coles and Veg will probably have a lot to say about this at some point. But
It sounds like they're kind of becoming like mainstream sports.
they
on multiple.
pretty much are. I mean,
Esports, actually, they're really becoming mainstream sport, which, despite a lot of sports fans protesting because they're not real sports, it's a really big deal. For instance, just past week, Rick Fox, who played like 13 seasons in the NBA, won 3 titles with the Los Angeles Lakers.
I know this guy. He's always on Twin Galaxies.
Yeah, he just bought Gravity Gaming for $1 million recently, and they're being renamed to Echo Fox. So he also talks very often with Gordon Hayward, who is a very competitive gamer. He's a kind of the star forward for the Utah Jazz at the moment. So if that doesn't show you that esports really is becoming mainstream, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, it's a big deal.
To piggyback on that, Fox, the reason I know that name, I saw him on, recently they found a glitch in one of the Pac-Man games where you could get past the 256th board, and they had a stream with a whole bunch of people on it. Well, he showed up at the stream and actually sat down and started playing this Pac-Man. It was funny as hell. So, yeah, I mean, he's really big on the whole video games and esports thing. Of course, the Season 3 League of Legends Finals, that had more viewers on the internet than the Super Bowl did on TV.
Yep.
So, it's huge. You can't deny this is a big thing. It may not be people physically competing against each other, but that doesn't mean that it's any less entertaining to watch. And it's going to generate a ton of revenue, and it's just a matter of time before that gets tapped into it in big ways.
We've had this roundtable before, basically saying like, is an esport an athlete? Are you an athlete? Not necessarily.
It's kind of like calling them a mathlete.
Well, right. It's like a chess. It's like a chess player. You're not. Yeah. It's not a test of your physical abilities. It's a test of your mental abilities, and the entertainment factor is there for some people, and for some people that want to watch sweaty guys beat the crap out of each other, and some people like to watch sweaty guys play computers and pretend to beat the crap out of each other.
The commonality is we all like to watch sweaty guys. Wait.
Hold on. Wait, Coles is not here. I don't think I share the sentiment.
Hey, this is a conversation that's going to be interesting.
Wow.
But
Oh,
no, it's becoming a big deal. But the way I see it, if ESPN puts Texas Hold'em tournaments and the spelling bee on every once in a while, let's play some League of Legends. I mean,
exactly.
Yep.
And I don't like calling them athletes. I think pros is just fine because they're professionals.
absolutely, they don't need to be called athletes, and I think they're fine with that. To be absolutely honest, they're making a bunch of money. I don't think they
don't
really care.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's esports still isn't getting the respect it deserves. I don't think, but it's big. It is really big. So.
It's not getting the respect, but as you said, it's bigger than almost any other sport in the world right now.
Exactly. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. We're actually doing 4 halves of the show today, and this one is we're trying this out. I don't know if we're going to keep this, but and we're probably going to come up with a worse name than this. But this week it's called Random Shit You Want to Bring Up.
Hold
It
on,
doesn't have to be related to gaming.
random shit I want to bring up really quick.
Go
I don't
for it.
think 4 halves quite adds
Don't
up.
think about it too much.
Okay.
Don't think
Yeah,
about it too much at all.
200%.
It's a 6 gaming meme is what that is.
Well, I stole it from Car Talk, but I like it.
Haha, dank memes,
Alright.
friends.
Dank-
Yeah.
Oh man,
Dank memes, bitches.
Dang.
All right.
memes came up. Yes.
Anyway, just I threw this in here. We can keep doing it or not, but it's kind of things that don't fit in news. It's not what you're playing. Just something that you thought was interesting this week. Maybe not gaming related. Just crap you want to talk about. We could bundle it into what are you playing, but whatever. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, Ron talked about Thing Explainer. I bought it. It's
Got it.
amazing.
All right.
I highly recommend it to everyone. It's like
Monroe is a genius.
the bags of stuff you're made out of is talking about cells, rooms for healing people, hospitals, how to count things, big flat rocks that we live on. It's amazing because the other thing is it doesn't tell you what you're talking about. Like it says these little bags make energy, it doesn't say energy. It's like these little bags make stuff that make other things inside the bag go. It's talking about mitochondria. It does not say parentheses mitochondria. Like if you want to go look it up, you can,
Wow.
but it doesn't try to lead you on to research. You're just learning the thing, and that's it. That's where it ends. So I thought that was really interesting.
And is it still the same thing where it's only the top 50,000 words or something like that, or top 5,000?
The top 1,000.
Top 1,000 words? Wow.
Yep. The top 1,000 words.
Yeah, top 1,000. Can't say 1,000.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Yeah, this comes
it's like-
from a XKCD article called Go Upper 5, if I remember that.
Upgoer 5.
Upgoer 5? I forgot.
Yeah. And it explains the Saturn V rocket in terms of the top 1,000 words. So it's like fire comes out here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Fire doesn't come out here, you will not go to space today.
yeah. It's like $15 on Amazon. So I recommend that most of the listeners of this podcast, I think, are the kind of people who would like it.
Yeah.
And another thing that we talked about, was it before the podcast, or did I bring it up just as the podcast was starting? It was before the podcast, wasn't it?
What was it?
Mr. Rogers.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been watching Mr. Rogers with my son, and I have a conundrum.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Ron, I think you need to come to my house and introduce yourself as my neighbor by legal requirement.
Nice. Very nice.
So he shows up at his house, right? And he takes off his jacket and his dress shoes. So he's coming in from work, and he puts on his cardigan and his Keds, and he does his stuff, and then he puts his other stuff back on. So where is he coming from? If he's coming from work, is he coming home? And where is he going afterwards? Like, is he going back out to work? Or was it his lunch break? Maybe he does the night shift too? I don't know. I'm confused, and I can't find anything that explains. I feel like there must be an answer to this. Like there must be an official answer of where his house is.
Like I said before the show, he's got a secret family, and it's you. He's coming in from his real family, and then going back. He can't change clothes.
That makes me feel really special, actually.
Yeah.
You're special
Loves you enough
just by
to spend
being
time.
you.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
So, anyway, those were my thoughts for this week that I wanted to.
Very cool. I'm gonna actually try to find out, see if we can't get an official response for this.
Next week we'll find out.
Yeah. All right, Alphias, you got anything random to add?
Yeah, well, it doesn't really fit in with what I'm playing. I've been watching Soma playthroughs. Have you guys seen any of Soma, or have you played it?
No.
Don't know it at all.
Okay, it's really interesting. It brings up a lot of questions about what is consciousness and things like that. Like, you know how people always say with Star Trek teleporters, if you get teleported, you're essentially dying. But is it really dying because some part of you lives on? Like, maybe not the previous one, but someone with all your memories. And Soma addresses a lot of interesting philosophical arguments. And I've just been watching that a ton this week.
So if you Google Soma, you find women's lingerie, bras, panties, swimwear, and more.
Oh, that is not what I've been watching.
Somagame.com.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to start watching other things.
Right.
Oh, it's by the
Do you-
same
do you
people
enjoy-
that made Amnesia.
Yeah.
Ken, do you enjoy the Victoria's Secret specials?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Very
I
nice.
regularly watch
like a
Soma. I just
The
sit
Sports
there.
Illustrated swimsuit edition? Come on.
Right. There we go. Anything else?
I would recommend watching a playthrough or getting the game yourself and playing it because it has a lot of cool philosophical stuff that goes.
All right. There you go. Dropkick.
Hey-oh!
Be random.
All right, well, I've got things to talk about. For instance, I watched the last Smash Direct for Super Smash Brothers.
How we talk about it, yeah.
It was actually pretty good. It did some stupid shit in the beginning, and at the end, it completely redeemed itself. So basically, Cloud came out. Cloud's very fantastic, by the way. He's a lot like Little Mac, where he's strong on the ground. He's got kind of a KO mechanic where it builds up over time. His recovery is absolute shit, except he can actually fight in the air. With the actual Smash Direct, however, there are a couple bits that were just absolutely amazing because I could just hear so many people crying. And then there are other bits where they just whatever. But for the parts that are actually pretty sweet, they announced 2 new characters. They announced Corinne, who is the main character from the next Fire Emblem game, which 6 Fire Emblem characters in a Nintendo game that's supposed to be representing video game characters and Nintendo characters in general. It goes with Fire Emblem to have 6 representatives when there's so many other franchises that could be better represented. And so it's kind of disappointing. However, the character looks really, really fun, and the abilities that it has just seems ridiculous. The character seems absolutely overpowered in some aspects. If there was a doubles tournament, like a 2-on-2, I can see him being completely banned because of one of his moves where he's literally able to hold somebody in place, which is fucking ridiculous. And then they announced some Mii costumes, which were Geno from Super Mario RPG, which has been a fan-requested character for the longest time, so it was really funny to just see him be a Mii costume. And then Ashley, who was also a fan-requested character for quite a while, and it was just absolutely hilarious to see them become a Mii costume. But the last character announced, and it's the last, from what he said, is the last new character being added to Smash Bros. Was Bayonetta, which is pretty crazy because people just think it couldn't happen considering it's a game, I believe, rated E for everybody. And Bayonetta kind of brings a certain aspect that Exactly for kids. Yeah. It's great, but like she looks like she's absolutely ridiculous. To be 100% honest, she's able to combo like ridiculously, but like, and she also has this ability where like whenever she attacks, she can basically continue attacking with like her guns, but like it's like a fox laser where it will do damage but won't like stun them at all. Yeah, but she actually looks really fun to play, and she looks like she's gonna be really ridiculous. So that was basically all that was announced. They said that's the last Smash-focused Direct, among other things, and they said that was the last new character. However, somebody pointed out that he said it's the last new character. So take that as you want it. Maybe another veteran's going to come back. A lot of people want Wolf back. A lot of people want Snake, but Konami's a piece of shit. So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Along
those lines, I actually had a friend that was watching this, and they said that they've learned that fans of anything will bitch about anything.
Absolutely. My God, absolutely.
And the quotes that she gave were, "Oh, Gino isn't in Smash. Oh, man, we only get a Gino costume. Oh, blank isn't in the game. Oh, man, blank is in too early." Yeah. It's okay to be passionate about a topic or a game, but sometimes you have to look at what did happen versus what did not happen.
And then there's a lot of people who hyped themselves up thinking Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie was going to be in the game, but that's just not going to happen. The only other thing I have to talk about is recently I made probably one of the best $40 purchases I've ever made. I got a working Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Super Mario All-Stars, and Super Mario Kart, all for $40. Two controllers.
That's amazing.
You, sir, are the man.
Yeah, because what is it? Somebody threw it up on the random item sales page and like, hey, $40. I'm like, holy shit! Like, each game goes for like 20. Each game goes for at least $20 opened. So
very nice. Yeah. Well done.
It was very great. Very good time. So I'm happy.
So yeah, and for me, I've been actually watching a heck of a lot of Crypt of the Necrodancer. I haven't been playing it much, but I've been watching it way more than I've been playing. And I've seen 3 different events over the last week. One of them was the Fast Force 4, which is a charity fundraiser, and they had 4 people play the game, and they had incentives where if once they get $100, they'd go to the next character. And eventually they made it to the last character, Coda. And it was kind of funny because Coda is double time, you can't pick up gold, and you die in one hit. And the one guy who was expected to finish it, Spooty Biscuit, of course, he got to the very last boss, killed the very last boss, but he made a mistake on the boss kill. He froze the boss and needed to hit him 5 times. He only hit him 4 times. And then he ran to the exit, realized his mistake, went back, hit him a 5th time, and I guess he went to hit him a 6th time, but he wasn't there, and he died, and he dropped gold. So he stepped on the gold. So he had everything killed he needed to kill. All he had to do was go to the exit. Instead, he stepped on gold and lost.
You die if you touch gold?
You die if you touch gold. You have a vow of poverty. If you touch gold and pick it up, it's GG.
Dang.
And that happened to him on the very last boss, the gold that it dropped. So, yeah, that was hilarious. I mean, you just couldn't believe that it was happening. There was also a Condor tournament on Friday that Melody was in. That was kind of cool because they don't really do that too often. And then Spooty, again, was doing something called Scrubathon 4 Quadruple Punishment, which apparently is a hardcore speedrunning marathon. And he ran Coda in this and managed to complete him within the 30-minute time that he had, which was really cool because he didn't think he could do it, and he ended up doing it. So that's all that's all the random stuff I've got for this week. So I don't know. I think we'll have to tell Show. I think it went well.
Yeah, or we could go back to closing statements and throw it in there, or just instead of what are you
this
playing?
This is kind of more than closing statements, though.
About?
I mean,
it's airing it out,
getting bullshitting for 30 seconds.
Yep, that's why I like podcasts. So
we'll do that. And so now that we're done with the second half of the podcast, we're going to move on to the third half of the podcast. By the way, this is Show's favorite part of the podcast.
It is definitely
like every other part.
just like every other part. What the dick are you playing? Or wait, it's still Holiday Theme. 6 gaming.
Dicks.
Yeah, dicks. It's all about dicks, and nobody knows more about dicks on this podcast than Coles, but he's not here, so we'll go to the one who knows the second most. Dropkick. What have you been playing?
Hey, that was a joke. You didn't mean it. I don't play with dicks. Leave me alone. Kate, you came down at the wrong time.
It's okay to
I
admit
can
it.
hear you. But anyway,
That's awesome.
nothing. Go away. Smash Bros. I'm playing Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Because Cloud came out. Cloud's great. He's really fun. Other than that, I finished watching my wife play The Walking Dead Season 1, which she ended up crying at the end, which I told her she was going to do anyway.
It's
Listen
allowable.
to you.
Yeah. Well, what happened was I was going to get her this the Telltale Games bundle for Christmas, which is about $100-something, and we went on randomly to the PlayStation shop. It turns out that it's on sale for $27. So I'm like, all right, well, happy early Christmas because this is what I was going to get for you. So yeah, she's been playing that. She's been enjoying it so far. But that's basically it. Is Smash Bros. And Fallout 4 once or twice here and there.
Hey, Clementine will remember that.
Can we talk about how good Telltale games are? Like, consistently?
They're really good.
It's surprising. Like, even...
They're okay.
Last
Slow
time we
down.
brought this up, something that we said was along the lines of, we've never heard of a bad Telltale game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only heard good things about them. So.
Even, like, Minecraft Story Mode, I watched a little bit, and it wasn't bad. Like, I mean, it was pretty
That's the only one I've heard was kind of but it's probably just because
Yeah.
it's Minecraft and people are sick of Minecraft. But
Yeah.
good. Yeah, probably.
All right. Anything else? Nothing else.
nope,
Nothing but a big bag.
nothing but a big bag of dicks.
Yeah. All right, Althias, what have you been up to?
I have been playing a lot of Fallout 4. Well, I say a lot, but this week I've been doing finals, so it's mixed. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. I just recently got the jetpack, which pretty much breaks the game. You can get like anywhere. Missions
I've heard people
that
say that.
yeah, missions that require you to go through a building and up to the top, you can just like nope, hop up to the top of the building instead. But yeah, I've been playing that. It's really fun. Heroes of the Storm. I'm trying to level up my Malfurion, get some experience with that, and I've been playing a little bit of KOTOR 2 as well with the Sith Lord's Restored Content mod. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you had the mod on.
Yeah. So what it does is it takes content that I forget who did it. Was it BioWare?
Hmm.
That they had in the game, but they didn't implement it. So like it just takes all that stuff and puts it in the game, and it creates a whole new experience, and it really fleshes it out compared to the Rush product that the original game is. So that's pretty cool.
Very cool. All right. Anything else?
That's all I've been playing.
All right, Dan, have you been playing anything, or are you actually writing your book?
I got a couple thousand more words down, but I've been playing a lot of stuff too. I don't expect to get it done anytime soon. I'm just not going to buy any games for a long time.
Nice.
I'm playing some more Alpha Bear. I talked about it a little bit last week. I introduced it to a friend of mine that we would play Words with Friends and Hanging with Friends a lot together.
Mhm.
We're both engineers, so we both, well, I guess that doesn't mean anything about our vocabulary, but we both like thinking games. And I showed it to him. He's like, yeah, whatever. That's kind of interesting. And like later that night at 11 o'clock, he goes, God damn it. Now I got to catch all the bears.
Oh boy.
Because like each time that you complete a level, you like the bears added to your inventory or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a collectibles game, and you can only play like 2 levels every couple hours or something because of the time mechanic, unless you pay money. So
Yeah.
he's
crap.
I feel like he's on the verge of paying money so that he can play.
No.
Oh boy.
Um,
Fall into
also-
the trap.
yeah, I
Okay.
know. A little more Diablo 3, not a whole lot, just messing around. And I started playing a little bit more Ingress again. I feel like we've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's the Google. Well, it's not Google anymore. It's spun off. It's now Niantic Labs, but it's the real world. You have to be certain places, and there's portals, and you get items, and you create links between them, and whatever. So just kind of any place that I happen to be, I've gotten more in the habit of checking and hacking the portals or whatever. Because I don't go out driving for hours to play the game. Some people like play a lot.
Yeah.
But just any time when I'm like, oh, there's probably a portal here, and I'll open it up and get some stuff and kill an enemy portal or whatever, just fiddling around.
What level are you?
6.
I think that's my. I'm very close to the next level. I don't know if it's 6 off the top of my head. I'm not gonna check.
I just got up to 6. It takes 300,000 XP to get to 6, and
That's
takes
the one.
600
I'm on 5 then because
it takes 600,000 XP to get to 7. So I don't know if it's doubled every time before this, but it doubles this time.
Hmm.
There are people who are 16.
Yep.
The highest level items you can get is 8, but there are people who have gotten up to 16.
Yep.
It's great. I assume that they live on college campuses where there's just 50,000 portals, like at the entrance of every building and like every single sculpture. And
So there's a couple of they call it farming places in
Mhm.
Houston that they had. One was called Uptown Plaza, where a whole bunch of different stores would have something unique in it that they would make a portal out of. There's this place called I want to say Timberwild or something like that, which was just a street where it's a divided street, and the middle is like this walking area, but they put a lot of cool things in it, and each one of those is a portal. There's a graveyard, like it's I think it's a veterans graveyard.
Mhm.
And they put a whole bunch of them there. I mean, it's crazy what they do with it. I haven't
But
played at all since moving out here, so I don't know what's going on in San Fran, but I imagine it's pretty packed.
yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
I bet if I went down to Beale Street, it'd be a pretty high portal density.
Yeah, and that's how people level up. They'll go to these places and do what they need to do to get more experience, get some keys, whatnot, link if they have to, stuff like that. So,
Yep.
Interesting. So, anything
That's
else?
it for me. Nope.
All right. So this past week, going in order of what I'm consider importance, starting with Diablo 3, I actually had a pretty cool session with my wife who started a Season 4 Barbarian, and she wanted to get the pet. Well, to get the pet, you have to do the first 4 chapters of the season journey. So we went ahead, and she started at level 9, and I killed 2 mobs, and she's level 15. I mean, it's just like, it was ridiculous. So it only took us like 6 bounties to get her to max level. And then we did a whole round of bounties later to be able to get the materials for her to use the cube. We got the cube for her, did a whole bunch of different stuff. And then finally, the last thing that she had to do was run a Greater Rift 10 by herself. And she did that, and she's done. I mean, it took like 2 sessions, maybe an hour and change each. So it was pretty cool. The other thing that I've done, of course, last week I talked about getting the Fusion Trophy in Descent on the Descent Champions ladder. This week I challenged for something called the Dogfighting Trophy, which is basically there's no tunnels. It's just one big room. It can have all the weapons, it can have none of the weapons. This one had just all primaries. And I smashed the guy 20-8. So I get back into chat, and I'm immediately challenged by a guy that I've smacked like 20-11, 20-12 in a couple other games. So we go ahead and we get in the same level and start playing. And he gets a good lead on me, like I think it's like 5-2, 3 kill lead when you're in the DCL is usually it's a decent lead. You can easily come back from it, but you're usually showing a good level of dominance, especially in a dogfighting level. The rules are that in order to win a game on the DCL, you have to score 20 points, but you also have to win by 2. So if it gets to 19-19, you're going to what's called overtime because you can't win with just 20. And of course, earlier last week, I got that big 28-26 win, which was like the longest bronze overtime game ever. Well, I come back from that 3-point lead pretty quickly, and it's 10-10. And from that point on, we were never 1 point away from each other until the very end of the match, which came at 30-28, the 5th longest match on this ladder, which has been going on for like 4 years now. Unfortunately, I was not on the winning side of that, so I gave up the trophy. But my God, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain because you go into something like that not expecting an epic match like that, and when you're in the middle of it and you start realizing what's happening, how close the match is, and how stressful it is, I mean, it's so hard to not sit there and just shake so hard that you can't play the game. And I was glad I didn't get to that point. I just got outplayed for the last 3 kills. I mean, I was ahead 28-27, and he gets the next 3 kills on me, completely outplayed me with one of the guns, and he definitely deserved it. It was it's just crazy match, crazy competitive. So still having a lot of fun on that. Oh yeah, Descent is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't played a 6 Degree of Freedom game. It'll take you some time. There's a big learning curve, but I mean, there's single-player modes. That's a lot of fun. So it's up on Steam. It's up on GOG. They have a modern version of it called Retro that plays a lot better on modern systems than this one does, than the original. Because this is a 20-year-old game, almost 21. It'll be 21 in February.
Dang.
That's how old this game is. It's just ridiculous.
I got it around launch.
Right? Same here. That's like.
Side note, semi-related to old games. Total Annihilation with the expansions is now on Steam.
Very
so
good.
Get that.
Nice.
Also, that's one of the greatest gaming soundtracks of all time.
Cool. All right, so yeah, that's Descent. Moving on, I've been playing a new RPG. It's kind of action-ish. I talked about this last week called Devilian. Actually, Obadiah plays it as well.
Oh yeah.
And Coles plays it a little bit. But I ended up getting max level last week, and the endgame's kind of light right now, but from what I understand, this is a ported game from Korea. The max level right now is 52. In Korea, it's 60. So there's a whole bunch of content that yet has to be released. So pretty much all I'm doing at this point is just grinding up gear, trying to get better. The dungeons are super easy. I mean, it's Diablo-like gameplay for the most part. I mean, it's the same. You're looking at yourself from above, but the dungeons and all the quests and stuff are more along the lines of World of Warcraft, and it's actually a really good combination. Now, it's a pay-to-win system where they have this patron subscription. You can. I don't know if you can actually get better gear with it, but I mean that you have better perks, like you can get bigger inventory. Yes, there's like different mounts you can get, but you wouldn't know it playing the game. It doesn't even advertise their patron subscriptions or credits or anything in the game. So it's I don't know. I'm having a really good time with it. I actually ended up buying. They have this thing called Dex. Which is very much like the what's the subscription thing for WoW? What's it called? Dan,
Tokens.
Yeah, the tokens. It's very much like the tokens, where you can exchange the Dex for the credits, and the credits you can use either for a subscription or other things. I used it to get a permanent pet that goes around and collects all your loot for you, which is really cool. It's the best thing ever. I never want to play without it. So it's really neat. Pick it up. It's free to play. It's on Steam. It's pretty cool, called Devilian. And then the last thing, and this is going to be taking up all of my free time until I beat this damn thing. This is called Avion 4. It's from Amaranth Games. It's an RPG. It's funny as hell. And it's like, I don't play a lot of RPGs, but Avion 4 gets my attention. It's got the old style pixelated graphics. stuff like that. But I mean, just the things, just the little things that they put into it, like the text. In some RPGs, they'll put the text and it'll go across at a constant rate. Well, depending on what they're saying, like if they're saying something slowly, it will go across slowly, or they'll do like a dramatic pause and then continue if they're saying something funny. And the dialogue is just hilarious. This particular game, the main character is a former evil overlord that almost took over the world but got defeated and was sent to the villain retirement home. And now he's on a quest to, who knows what. He's saving this mist wraith from some demon. I haven't gotten far enough to know who it is or anything, but yeah, I'm playing through it. I'm actually streaming this as a blind playthrough, which you can check out on twitch.tv/Ronclay. But Avion 4, it's at aviond.com, AVEYOND. Highly recommend it if you like any type of 8-bit RPG type style games. The combat system's a little annoying because it's like the turn-based stuff, but it's really cool. Definitely check it out. So that's all I got. So unless someone's been playing something they haven't been telling us about, we're going to move on. And Shosan, was this Shosan that put this here?
No, it wasn't me.
Not me.
He put a note here that says, I'm not feeling too creative today. But, I mean, how creative do you have to be when you have a big Star Wars release the day before? And his question, which I posed to you guys as our 6 gaming roundtable of the week, is, was The Force awakened in you? I mean, you may not have seen the movie yet, but are you excited about it? Are you? I mean, like for instance, I got people posting all kinds of wild stuff on Facebook, with fake lightsabers and whatnot. Is it doing it for you?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but yes, the Force has awakened, and it is big, and it is ready. My lightsaber is here.
I'm glad you showed us. It was here.
Yeah.
It's not here. It's here.
Here,
Yeah.
It'd be a light dagger, maybe.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you would know.
A light pocket knife.
is that a lightsaber in your pocket? Or are you having?
You just
God, it's burning.
If it's burning, you should see the doctor. Just saying.
Yeah.
But I'll put on top of this. I mean, obviously, this is not just a movie release. This is a phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
People are dying to see this. They're dying to know where the story goes because for whatever reason, people have been able to latch on to Star Wars, mostly because it's like a really easy story to follow. The fact that it's set in a long time ago, far, far away, but I mean, it's sci-fi. It's futuristic technology as far as we're concerned, and you don't really have to understand how it all works or anything like that. You just have to follow the story, and that's what Star Wars is about. Is about the story.
Yeah. Star Wars has always been kind of not as much of a sci-fi movie genre as it is almost fantasy, because they don't explain how anything works. I mean, the Force is essentially the equivalent of magic. It's like, it's there, it happens, and we don't really know why, except in episode 1. But, no.
Yeah, but the episode 1 had all
that.
kinds of bad things, like,
All of it.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks was the greatest Star Wars character ever!
Die in a fire.
Did we talk about how he's actually a Sith Lord? I think we talked about how he's
We
actually a
did,
Sith
yeah,
Lord.
we talked
No
about
problem.
that was all over the news and stuff, or they have come up with these theories how Jar Jar is a Sith Lord and whatnot.
Pretty good theory.
It's kind of funny because former podcaster Rasman went to see it, and then after he got back, he's like, yes, Star Wars was awesome, Jar Jar forever. And I'm like, dude, I know a troll when I see it.
I can't believe that Jar Jar turned out to be the bad guy in the new show, in the new movie.
Well, that's what
That's
Coles
right.
did, and I said I know a really bad troll when I see it.
If that turns out to be what really happened, I apologize for the unintentional spoiler.
But, yeah,
And I can't
to be
believe
fair,
that movie.
To be fair, a show of hands of who has actually seen it so far.
These two.
I
newbies.
see hands from
The
Ken and
noobs.
from Dropkick. The noobs have seen it.
The noobs saw it.
Yes,
Before
the noobs.
Before
The
the,
noobs,
old
the noobs are
guy.
showing up the veterans here. I don't know what's up with this. So,
And I'm not even that big of a fan of Star Wars. I just kind of enjoy the movies here and there.
I
well, how
think-
about you? You've seen it as The Force Awakened in you,
It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
but it wasn't like this big phenomenon for you that.
Well, I used to watch the movies a lot when I was a kid, but I've kind of grown away from Star Wars, but I still enjoy the movies very much. Like the games are still fun. It's just I don't involve myself in like the whole world or galaxy of Star Wars as much as I do in other things. But as I said, I still enjoy it. It's still fun to watch. I don't think anybody can legit be bored of Star Wars unless it's just really not your thing. But no, it was good. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very good. The characters were good for the most part. The story was easy to follow, but there's a lot going on. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I got friends back home who said that a couple of them think that it could be arguably the best Star Wars movie. Others say that it's definitely top 3. So people have a reason to be hyped about it.
As a Star Wars fan, like, I am big into the lore, where you're maybe not. I have read a bunch of comic books, and I played the horrendous Star Wars Galaxies when it was current, and I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was amazing, and it's all that I wanted in a Star Wars movie. So
Yeah.
that's just coming from a big fan perspective.
I mean, Ron mentioned something about how people want to see where the story goes, and I think that's what one of the things that differentiates this from the prequels is the prequels are like we kind of knew what the story was, and so it was filling out that story, and it didn't do a great job of it. I mean, they could have made it amazing, and there was too much that went wrong with it. And so with this one, it's obviously going right. Everyone seems to like it, but there really is a lot of mystery. We don't know. I mean, you see Anakin as a kid, and you know what's going to happen, and it still could have been done well, but there isn't this mystery in the sense of wanting to know what's going to happen. And the other thing is, when I saw the special editions in theaters. That was a big deal for me because I had not gotten to see the originals come out in the theaters. But when the prequels came out in the theaters, when I went and saw Episode 1, I was like, it wasn't great, but I really liked it because it was just the idea is I got to go see a new Star Wars movie in the theater. And I think there was an excitement about that after I kind of came to terms with the fact that it really wasn't a very good movie.
Yeah.
That the new ones are being that good movie that the prequel trilogy was not.
Yeah, I'll be honest here. I have not seen Episode 3. It's the only one I haven't seen prior to this.
It's actually probably the best of the prequels.
Probably, yeah, that's what I understand.
It
It's
is.
the best of the three prequels. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this is not stirring me up very much at all. I'm more psyched about the Warcraft movie personally. But
Really?
I mean, I understand. Like I said, I understand that Star Wars it's a big deal. I enjoyed the episodes 4, 5, and 6 very much. 1 was kind of wacky, but I still liked it, and 2 was really cool. I still love that Yoda fight scene. That thing was well executed. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, and this is coming from somebody that doesn't really go to the movies. The last movie I saw in theaters was Gravity. And that came out in, I think, 2012, 2013, somewhere there. It wasn't recent. The one before that was probably the third X-Men movie. And that was God knows how long ago.
Quite a while.
That was a long time ago. That's almost 10 years. So, I mean, I don't see a whole lot of movies in theaters. It's not my thing. I don't like going out to theaters to watch movies.
Yeah, I don't either.
And my wife's the same way. And probably the last things that me and her saw in the movies was the first trilogy for Lord of the Rings. We saw those 3 in movies. We also saw The Matrix in movies, so 2 and 3. But I mean, we've seen some big ones. Yeah, we've been together that long.
No, I mean, what you said? There's a Matrix 2 and 3.
Yes.
Oh,
I never
Yeah.
heard of them.
Yeah.
Neo is
They only made,
Jesus.
I thought they only
Time
made
Traveler's Wife. That's right. We did see that. We saw the Time Traveler's Wife, and we largely saw that because I know that
River Song?
Kathy's a fan of the book.
River Song.
And
River Song is the time traveler's wife.
okay, yeah,
It's a Doctor Who reference.
yeah.
I got it.
Okay, fair enough. No, this is based on the book, The Time Traveler's Wife, and it was kind of cool. And she's saying that we like going to watch movies. We don't like having other people watching them with us because, I'll be honest, the movie going experience that I've had the last bunch of times that I've been has been terrible. It's I mean, people just don't give the movie theater the respect it deserves, and that's why that's a big reason why we don't go is because of other people. Now, I don't know what your guys' experience is, but
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
it's $10 a person for. We go see big movies, like we see Star Wars. We've seen big action movies. Really, that's it. Like any comedy or rom-com or any of that kind of thing that's story driven but doesn't have a lot of action or sound or whatever, we just get on Netflix eventually.
yeah. Anyway, Dan, I don't know if you've answered the question directly. Is the Force with you?
I'm really
Can't wait.
excited. I'm going to see it next week, and I've been pulling away a little bit from social media so I don't get any spoilers. Yeah, I'm really excited. Everyone, a lot of the people that I really trust to have a good opinion about Star Wars and geek-related things, they all really like it. So I think that's a really good starting point.
Oh, very
So-
cool. All right.
Yes.
This guy.
Really cool.
Anyone else have anything to add? Wow, I'm backwards.
Oh, I wanted to say about your movie-going experiences. Maybe you haven't found the right theater. Sometimes,
That is
I
true.
mean-
The one theater that we went to in Houston is not exactly known for being good.
The theater up here in Grand Forks, the River Cinema, is actually really good. Like the chairs are comfortable. People who usually go there, I mean, it's North Dakota. Everybody's friendly for the most part. So
Yeah, maybe we'll find something around here. Who knows? I mean, I imagine that we will be seeing Warcraft in theaters, not waiting for any type of video release or anything. So
plus
Yeah,
we
they-
got like 3 normal sized candies, like the bigger kinds or whatever, for like $7-8. That's fucking great for movie theater shit.
yeah, right. It's usually
Well-
like 15 to 20.
I gotta say the best theater around here in Washington is, well, around where I lived, is the Lakewood AMC. They have these,
Mhm.
for every showing, you reserve your seats, and they have armchairs that recline, and they have like huge cup holders, and it's really nice. And they have really good food, actually.
Very nice.
Ron, you should go see if Matt Mahaley wants to see it a second time with you.
Right. You know, I never kept contact with him since I stopped playing.
No,
But-
he's cool.
Yeah, he's funny. So, but anyway, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go straight to closing comments. So, Matthias, anything to say?
I would like to give a little shout out to everybody on the road, especially Captain Damien coming up here, and I'd like to send out good vibes to Show, who unfortunately hurt himself before the podcast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, he wasn't hurt badly enough that he wasn't letting us know what was going on. So I'm
He's
hoping it's
not
okay.
dead.
He's not dead.
Yeah.
He's not severely
Yes.
hurt. He might have to go to a clinic or something, but well, we'll see. I'll try to find out what's going on with him afterwards.
But yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Very cool. Mr. Dropkick.
I almost wanted to yell out Star Wars spoilers, but
don't do it.
I
do it.
decided it was better not to. It's
Because Shosan has said Gil will be drop kicked.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you do that. I don't
It
know
almost-
if he's capable of that, but I'm sure he'll find someone who is.
It'd almost be worth it just to watch him struggle on the ground like a turtle afterwards. But
I can
Flip
see
me
that,
over! No, you're down, man.
You're done, show. Sorry. Pev, you got anything to leave us with?
Nah.
No, nothing. Oh, that's disappointing. Well, while we're on the topic of
my neighbor.
Shosan, while we're on the topic of Shosan, what I'm going to leave you guys with is a shameless plug, because we don't do enough of those on the show. Shosan has started up something called Diary of a Mad IT Guy, and he released a 3-minute video today that he calls the intro to the series. And definitely check that out. We'll post, we haven't posted a link to anything for the show notes, but we'll post this on the actual Six Gaming page so you can check it out. It shows on. It's going to be funny. I can guarantee it. So, yeah, that's about it for the Six Gaming podcast. Hopefully we'll get show back next week. Until then, see you, bye.